What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Tamika Denise, and this is Inside My Notebook. Today we are going to go over intentions. Hold on real quick. Let me just turn off this other little phone here. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, what's up, Code? We are going to ground the space real quick before I deep dive into my notebook today with y'all. Welcome. I'm going to ground the space like any other day, any other time. Today we are going to go over Inside My Notebook, intentions. Thank you for joining. I have a problem, and this is not burning, which is okay. We are going to give thanks to the ancestors, those who came before us, those who continue to fill us with their light, their love. Hey, Meta, I'm good. We're going to ground the space for love, for light, for healing. Going inside the pages of my notebook is a healing session for myself and for those who are receiving the message. So I thank you for those of you who have showed up today, who have joined me on my journey of writing. If you're new to this, I am Tamika Denise. This is a new segment that I'm starting with y'all, as I just open up the pages of my notebook and just go over some of the poetry that I've performed live recently, and the music that I've gone and done live as well. I've already done Retrograde for you guys. There's a breakdown there. I think it's live on my YouTube. I have to check that. If not, I can upload it for sure. Or I can just do it again. I think I'm going to just do it again. But next week, next Wednesday, I'll be going over Eastside Light. That's one of the new ones. And people really seem to enjoy that one live. So I thank you guys for rocking with me. If you haven't been to a Hop event, it's an open mic event every first Thursday of the month. Next month will be no different. We are going to go over intention. So what I will do first for y'all is just read the poem aloud and then just break it down, whether it be line by line or stanza by stanza. We shall see. This one is called Intentions by Tamika Denise. We sit to set an evening intent, and love this moment is all I ever meant. When writing my description of a love I couldn't mention until she touched my lips. And it felt like our spirits had already danced and kissed. From that moment, I've set the intent to show up with love in the moments we will and have already spent, like the lifetimes before. When she seeped through my pores for all the times I kept score and ran when love wanted more, because I've always been torn. Intentions once scorned, too many hearts dodged Cupid's darts, false starts and no intent, until Source gave me my heaven sent. That's intentions. So with that breakdown, if you've been following me for some time, then you know that I am the queen of manifestation. Like, I've been writing Dear Future Mrs. Me type poetry, letters type style for a minute. So it's very important for me to just be present in this moment, because this is not a Dear Future Mrs. Me type of poem. Thanks, Meta. Appreciate you, bruh. This is not like a manifestation. It's like a surprise happening in that moment. I wrote this when maybe maybe 6 months into my relationship with my partner. So this one is about her. One of the things I did, and one of the things I set the intention for in my 30s, was to be intentional, like with everyday life, whether it be in my morning routine. I set the morning intent for that day, like, because your morning routine is going to carry you throughout the day, right? So it's very important for me going into my 30s to be intentional with everything that I do and find a partner that aligns with those intentions. So within that first line, it says, we sit to set the evening intent. Now, like, going on a date, we would, like, not check in, but have the intention, like, oh, what is our intention for this relationship? You know, what is the intention for this evening? Whatever it is we do. Like, I know y'all have your intentions that you live by, but it was very important for me to be with a person who set an intention. And then the next line or two is, when writing my description of a love I couldn't mention until she touched my lips. So, like, I've been writing descriptions of love for a minute, like with those Dear Future Mrs. Me letters. I took down that old page. It was Love, Meditate, Write. So sorry about that if you're trying to look for a Dear Future Mrs. Me letter. I'll repost with love. That is one of my poetry books, and all the letters are in those. Who knows? You guys might even get it for free. I don't know yet. But yeah, like, it was just like, I've been writing these thank you. I've been writing these descriptions of love, you know, and until she entered my life, until she touched my lips, I wouldn't have probably thought that it was real. To be completely honest, is what I meant by those words. And then the next line, and it felt like our spirits had already danced and kissed. And I'm a true believer in reincarnation, that we do not ascend like those ascended masters, you know, like Joshua and, like, I don't know, what other, Muhammad, you know, like, we do not, like, ascend like those teachers until we finish those karmic cycles, right? So I believe that karmic cycles and, like, reincarnation, like, happens every moon cycle for the most part, right? Like, there is a rebirth that happens in spring, you know, when we get out of hibernation. There's a type of death that occurs in winter. So, like, I've already been here before. This is how I feel. And, like, I made this contract because in the next line, it goes, from the moment I set the intention to show up with love in the moments we will and have already spent, like the lifetimes before. Sharice and I are definitely past life lovers. There's no mistake about that. Like, as soon as we met, we were kindred spirits. So, like, I do believe that we set contracts in our past life that just come into fruition in this life. But in doing so, we do go through a rebirth that happens. We die in winter, we rebirth in spring. It's just the cycle of, you know, the year, the calendar year. Going into when she seeped through my pores, for all the times I kept score and ran when love wanted more. Like the twin flame union, there are different perspectives of that union. What happens when those two individuals or beings come together? Divine masculine and divine feminine, right? So she seeped through my pores. I think I was going from a, whatchamacallit, what's that movie called? Hancock, you know, they're opposites. In that story, I don't like it because they don't get to be together. Because if they do, I don't want to ruin it for y'all. You could go find out. But, like, there was fate, you know, like, they kept seeping through one another's pores. Like, it didn't matter how many times they almost died or whatever the case may be. Like, they were just drawn to one another. And until they learned that lesson in that life, or this life in Hancock, they were going to continue to mess up until they got it right. And I think they got it right in the movie. But let's get a prequel. Because not everybody died, right? But I feel like, I don't know, I'm a Scorpio moon, so I know I'm a little feisty. So I think a part of my past life, I was probably keeping score to one thing or another. I don't know. I've been petty in this life. So for all the times I kept score and ran when love wanted more. This goes back to like maybe childhood trauma. You know, that's a cycle. That's a dead cycle that was a karmic cycle until I learned how to love myself, right? Like, because I ran from love when love wanted more. So I completely understand. And maybe it was just a spirit saying, get out of there. But I probably shouldn't have ran like that. Especially when it comes to karmic relationships over twin flame relationships. Well, I guess we'll get on those topics for another day. But intentions once scored. Too many hearts dodged Cupid's darts and... Ooh, let's start that over. Intentions once scorned. Too many hearts dodged Cupid's darts. False starts and no intent until the source gave me my heaven sent. So I think what I was trying to convey here is that in my past life, I've definitely set the wrong intentions in love. Not every intention I've set in love has been coming from a place of genuine love, right? Like, until I learned to love myself, I wasn't able to show up with love, if we're going to be completely honest. And so I went through this cycle of hearts, you know, not recognizing my own boundaries in love and vice versa. Too many hearts dodge Cupid's darts. I've dodged a few darts. I don't want all of them now. Like, please keep your darts to yourself, sir. Little white man in a diaper. Stay away. False start. So, like, you know, starting things and it just, like, trickling away and not really knowing what that is. Bad timing, I guess. Or just not setting any intention. Like, it took into my 30s to realize that I needed to start setting intentions for myself. Whether it be in love, in romance, poetry, in music, I needed to start showing up for me and set the intentions for myself. Until Source gave me my heaven sent. Now, that goes back to Sharice. Being heaven sent. Because I feel like in the beginning of our relationship, there was no... Appreciate you, bruh. I feel like in the beginning of that relationship, there was no set intention as far as where we were going. But once we understood what Source was, how Source was trying to mend us together and guide us in our own individual and, you know, collective journey, I think the intention was set from then on. Thank you, Meta. B. Detox Art. Ooh, if you haven't already, go follow my boy, Meta. He's a poet, veteran, local Sacramento artist. Go follow B. She teaches art therapy. It's so much fun, guys. She does online sessions, but she is strictly in the DMV. Hopefully this summer she'll travel back to Sacramento and give a session for us here. But thank you guys for, you know, stopping in for like the 10 minutes that I'm here to go over intention. It's greatly appreciated. I hope that you all learn to set the intent. Yeah, and if you want more of these, please leave a comment, like, share, comment, share with your friends. You feel me? We still gotta do something together. What you trying to do? I wish I could do crickets or something. But I can't. But thank you. I appreciate y'all who participated in the live. And if you're watching this for the first time after work, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, for sure, we could do a collaboration or something. Just hit me on Dear Tamika Denise at gmail.com and we'll figure out something. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Many blessings, peace and blessings. Thank you.